first client's often someone you know of. Maybe it's someone that you know well, or maybe it's a friend of a friend, or maybe it's just an old contact. And this can feel like a fluke. It can feel like, oh, that was lucky. I found my first client. Turns out it's the next door neighbour, or the man down the road, or someone I used to work with, or the mum of one of the children at my kid's school, or a friend of a friend. But it's actually not a fluke, right? It really isn't. I want you to know this. If you've got your first client and your first client is someone that you know, and there was no proper marketing strategy behind it, like putting out a paid ad that led through a funnel, that brought someone to an email series, that got them onto a sales call and all that kind of structure, don't worry, because this is absolutely perfect. It's not a fluke because you've actually done the work. The reason why you've done the work is because in order for people to even know what it is that you do, you have to get loud and you have to put yourself out there and you have to put a marketing message out there. Whether that's just telling your friends or your close circle, or putting posts out on Facebook, or talking about it at a networking event, or just talking about it anywhere, basically, this is marketing. Because what you're doing is you're getting loud, you're letting people know what it is that you do, how you do it, why you do it, what problem that you solve. And that is literally marketing. That's it, right? The purpose of marketing is just building relationships with people. And there are a lot of people that we have around us that we've already built relationships with for other reasons. Maybe we've been part of the same group for some reason or another. Maybe we used to go to the same college. Maybe we have a touch point because our kids are friends. Whatever it is, like, you already started building a relationship with the people in your existing network. And this is why your existing network, if there are people in there that need the solution to the problem that you solve in your business, of course, like, they're going to be the easiest people to convert, because there's already going to be a level of trust, because they know you, that brings trust. They hopefully like you. And so exhausting that existing network really is step number one for getting your first client. So just know that if that's how you got your first client, that really isn't a fluke, because you did the work to get yourself out there so that even your close circle or even your immediate network on Facebook started to recognize, know, and understand what it is that you do now in your business. And therefore, someone came forward and said, hey, I need help with this. And you said, let's have a conversation. And then that turned into them becoming a client. So freaking awesome if that's happened to you. If it hasn't, it's coming. It really is, paramount that you just start putting yourself out there and start getting loud, start being unavoidable, start letting everybody, every man, dog, cat, uncle, aunt, neighbor, every single person that you can, get in front of them and make it clear that, this is what I do now. This is my business. And that can actually be really daunting, because we get scared that we're going to get judged. Oh, if I put my new business out on Facebook or Instagram, and all the people that know me are going to see it, and oh my God, they're going to think I'm crazy, or I'm going to get negative feedback, or, they're going to talk me out of it, or they're going to be talking about me behind my back. They're going to be going, oh, look at her. Who does she think she is? Or, these are the real fears that we have when we first start putting ourselves out there on social media, especially if our social media accounts have been personal up until now with friends and families and people that you know. But just do it anyway. Just do it anyway, because actually what you'll find is that the people around you are actually probably going to really support you and be proud of you and give you encouragement. If they don't, then should we just remove them from our lives anyway? And there's an amazing saying actually that goes, at first they'll ask you why you're doing it, but soon they'll ask you how you're doing it. And I used to say this to myself when I was in that position for 5 years ago now, I think, when I first started putting myself out there on social media with my business. It was a saying that really, really stuck out to me, because I remember that fear. I remember the fear of people seeing what I was doing and judging me for it and questioning me and all that kind of thing. So in order for us to exhaust our existing network, we do need to start using our personal social media accounts for business, really, because that is where you've built up your network. Whether it's business related or not, there may well be people in there that need what it is that you do. And one of the biggest assumptions that people make is that I hear all the time is that, yeah, but there's no one in my existing network, Cordelia. Like, I don't know anyone that needs what I do. And for instance, this is a conversation I had with a lady who was starting a business around anxiety coaching. And she said, there's no one that I know that needs this. And actually, when she just started using her social media accounts to put content out and talk about anxiety and talk about, positive thinking and talk about how you can change your life and this, that, and the other, she started getting people DMing her saying, oh my God, I'm really struggling with anxiety. And these are people that she's known for a long time and didn't realize, would need this kind of support. So you'd be surprised. You probably know around 5 people. You could probably count the number of people on your hands that you know really well inside and out that are on your social media accounts. Don't make assumptions about the people that are there, because really and truly, we don't know what's going on in people's lives. The next item on my list here is networking. Now, I know this might sound obvious. It may also sound really damn boring. But networking is a really powerful way for you to build your audience, especially if your product is aimed at business owners. But even if it isn't aimed at business owners, think about it. Where are the kind of people hanging out that this would be great for? Now, for instance, if your product is for parents, is there some parenting networking type thing, going on, mother and baby groups or, parenting groups or, I don't know, some kind of children related or parenting related group or an event that happens. And if you are a business to business kind of model, so you're selling to people that own businesses, it's always human to human, but you know what I mean? There is a difference, because when you're selling to a business owner, they're a little bit easier to track down just purely because they own a business, right? So it's just gives you that lens of thinking, okay, where am I going to find these people? And networking events are really freaking powerful for this. Now, not only is a networking event going to help you meet people and build relationships, because remember, the purpose of marketing is building relationships. The purpose of marketing is not to sell your wares. Never rock up to a networking event thinking, right, I'm going to make some sales today. Like, think about it as in that I'm going to meet some people, I'm going to build some relationships, I'm going to extend my network today, right? Because honestly, we are nothing without people. We couldn't do anything. If you were the only person on this planet, life would be weird. But it will also be very, very difficult, right? We need people for everything. And as they say, your network is your net worth. And I really believe that. I believe that because I have a massive network of people in all kinds of fields and areas within business. And I'm telling you, it has really, really played a massive role in getting me to where I am now. Not only because having friends that are like-minded and surrounding yourself with people that believe what you believe and share the same kind of outlook on life is powerful for your growth, but also because the people that I know that are in my network have always helped me get to the next level, because they challenge me, they help me expand, my understanding of things, my learning I learn so much from them. And then also collaboration and working together and masterminding together, and just being able to have someone who is a go-to person for me for web design or Instagram or LinkedIn or Facebook groups or, launches, etc. Like, I know someone in all of these fields, and it's really, really powerful. But also because the more people you know, the more opportunities you're going to get. Now, imagine if you wanted to become a public speaker and you wanted to start building your network through public speaking, which, by the way, is item number 3 on my list here, because, it's not necessarily going to be the first thing you do to start getting clients. But remember, item number 1 is exhaust your existing network. Item number 2 is start going networking so that you meet people and grow that network. Item number 3 is start public speaking as soon as possible, because the more audiences that you can get in front of, the better. It really is a very fast way to build your audience. Remember, we just need to build relationships to market, right? Marketing is all about building relationships. Yes, it's about solving people's problems and making sure that your marketing message meets your audience where they're at and all of this kind of thing. But if you haven't got an audience, if you haven't got a network, a marketing message is just going to it's not going to reach anyone's ears. So we really do need a network as well. So public speaking at events, or running your own events, or putting on webinars, any kind of public speaking, Clubhouse, Instagram Live, or collaboration interviews, or speaking at someone else's networking event or whatever, all this kind of stuff allows you to really grow your audience very quickly. Very, very quickly. I know people who are marketing experts, and the way that they have grown their audience to 40, 50, 60, 100,000 people is not through the use of hashtags or posting content online alone. It is through getting out in front of audiences through public speaking. So really focusing on building your network and meeting as many people as possible. The more people that are in the room, if you're speaking, you're going to be building relationships on a fast track like wildfire, because you're getting out in front of multiple people at the same time. But to kick this off, just start going to networking events, start meeting people. You can go on to Eventbrite and you can look at either in-person or online networking events, search for whatever niche or whatever area you're looking for. And I promise you, there's a networking event for most things in life. There really is. And so get booked onto one of those, go along, and top tip, try and connect with the organizer, or at least someone who's managing the thing. Build a relationship with that person, right? Get to the top. And the reason why is because you may be able to, go and bring some content to their event. Maybe you could be one of their future speakers. As the owner of a events company, an online events company, I can tell you that we're always looking for speakers at events. I tell you, sometimes it is a real struggle trying to find people to speak at your events. And so if you can make friends with the organizer, or, have that person in your network, and you can propose to them an idea for some content you could present to the group, then that is freaking awesome. And finally, I just want to talk about content, because really and truly content is just the baseline. It's not the be all and end all of everything in your business. I see so many new business owners getting frustrated because they're creating all this content, they're putting it out on social media, but no one is buying their products off the back of that. And just understand that content is just the baseline, right? It's just the baseline. The reason why is because we want to be putting content out on social media because it shows that we're active, it shows that we're real, it shows that we exist. And when people come searching for you, which they will if they're considering working with you, and do a little bit of background research on who you are and how you operate and what you like, having content on social media is really going to help that process. But also, your content is going to help you get loud, because if you're consistently posting things online that really talk about what it is that you do, who you work with, how you help people, what problem you solve, all sorts of categorical stuff within your industry, within your niche, and you're talking about that, positioning yourself as an expert with content and with live events as well, which we're going to talk about in another episode. Consistently doing that, consistently showing up, consistently getting loud, it's not necessarily going to grow your audience really, really fast unless you are running live events or running a live funnel or Facebook groups, etc. Those things can grow really fast. Just putting a content out on Instagram, for instance, doesn't necessarily grow your account really fast. However, what it does is it consistently demonstrates your expertise and your authority to your existing network, which is going to grow over time anyway, but is really powerful for that step one. Exhaust your existing network, get out there, get loud, get in front of your audience. And one of the worst things I heard in 2021 was, yeah, I tried posting on Facebook. I tried putting some posts out, but it didn't really work. No one really commented or engaged. I'm still not over hearing that comment. I'm still not over it. And the reason why I'm still not over it is, if you ever say the words, yeah, I tried, means I've given up. And the only way you can ever fail at this game is to give up, right? So saying that you tried is not good enough. We have to stay consistent, but also detach yourself from the need for engagement. Yes, it's really helpful for us to see what posts are hitting home, what things are getting people's attention and all that kind of stuff as a measurement tool. But there are a lot of lurkers out there, a lot of lurkers. Lurkers are people that watch and absorb your content, but they do not like it and they do not engage with it or comment on it, right? When I say like it, I mean press the like button, right? They don't engage with it. They just watch it and absorb it. And look at your own behavior. When you're scrolling through Facebook and you're watching video after video after video, when you've got yourself into a little procrastination rabbit hole and you're just watching all of these Facebook short videos, are you liking and commenting on every single one? No, you're bloody not. No, you're not. Be honest. You're not. I know you're not. Most of us don't. And in fact, it's interesting because there's been a shift in society, but most of us are absorbing content and not engaging or commenting on it anymore, right? Now, we will if there's something that kind of really grabs our attention, or if we want to be supportive of a friend or whatever. But what I'm saying is, do not focus your attention on the engagement and the likes, okay? Focus your attention on being consistent. And in a year's time, you're going to have people coming out of the woodwork that you didn't even know were there. You're going to be at an event and someone's going to say, oh, I've been watching all your videos, or I've been reading all your emails, or I've been watching your posts, or I love the content that you put out there. I love what you said about this, or I love what you said about that. And you're going to be like, what? I don't even know who you are. I've never seen you pop up anywhere. This happens to me all the time. There's been probably at least 10 of these happen over the last few months, of people that just come out of the woodwork, and whether I'm at a live event or whether it's an email that comes in or whether someone messages me and says, Cordelia, I've been watching your content for a while, I'm ready to work with you. Or someone says, I love what you said about this the other day, or I saw your video about the car accident, or this or that or whatever. It's amazing. So don't underestimate that. Don't take that as a measurement for whether you're good enough or not. It's the consistency that you want to stick to, because no matter what happens over time, you are going to get better and better and better and better at marketing. And the reason why I know that is that, well, we get better at everything when we practice. We practice, and we improve. And it's the same with walking, talking, eating, playing an instrument, learning a language, and it's also the same for marketing. Consistency is not only going to give you growth, it's not only going to create trust with your audience, but it's also going to allow you to practice enough so that you improve and you get better at creating content, which you will over time. So there we have it. It really is that simple. Getting your first client, get out there, build relationships, let people know what it is that you do. And all of that, of course, only works if you are clear on what it is that you do. If you're clear on what your product is, if you know what your niche is, if you know what your messaging is. And if you don't know those things, then maybe the Accelerator is something that you should consider, because it is our 90-day program that helps you not only get clarity, but also helps you start putting into place marketing strategies like email marketing, live funnels, webinars, content on social media like Instagram, Facebook, how to use Facebook groups and how to use the Facebook ecosystem. And all of these things are over in our Accelerator program. And if you're interested in that, just go to rebelliousbusiness.com. And if you click on coaching and then go to the Accelerator, you'll see the page for the Accelerator there.